What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing Doctor Strange, Damnation, number 3, and this book is crap. It is awful. And that's sad because I really had high expectations for this Damnation arc. I really hoped it would be good. The first issue to me was very good, setting up a nice arc, some interesting plot points, and for the most part, I genuinely cared about what was going on with Doctor Strange. And then the second issue kind of brought in all of these rando players, and I say rando, they're not all like no names, but they're rando because they don't. Most of them have no business being in this book outside of saying like a line or two. And that's disappointing. So then 2 introduced all of that, and then this just takes it a step further. This book literally adds nothing to the series outside the last 2 pages, which I will not show you because I don't want to give away any spoilers. That and they are just, the last 2 pages are such a gigantic disappointment and letdown, but they are the only like actual plot advancement that happens in this book. So the story thus far is post Secret Empire, after Hydra Cap blew up Las Vegas. Doctor Strange gets a little bit of an ego about him and thinks, I can bring Vegas back. So what he does is he resurrects all the city of Las Vegas, and it works. But then he brings pretty much hell with it. After he does that, Mephisto kind of comes into this reality and has pretty much taken the souls of everyone within the Vegas city limits. He has a team of Avengers who were on site when when Doctor Strange kind of brought Vegas back. But what that ended up doing was turning them into Ghost Rider-esque villains. Mephisto challenged Doctor Strange to a card game. He cheated and then got turned into a Ghost Rider himself. Not a Ghost Rider, but similar. Starting off, and that's pretty much where we're at. Starting off, though, I want to say I love this cover. I wish this cover was half as indicative of what is in the book, because this, like, I looked at this and it's badass. You got some really nice details on the skull, on Strange. It looks good. Unfortunately, the inside artist, not good. Not good at all. The writing is as bad as the art, and they just try and edge each other out on who's going to be worst. So you get your kind of catch up of each kind of character, and there's probably a handful of them again who are like, why are you even here? So it's Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange, Wong, and Bats, understandable. Mephisto's the villain. Okay, so these 4 are necessary. Blade, I don't know why you're here. This Elsa Bloodstone, I don't know who you are. I don't care about you. Iron Fist, definitely doesn't need to be here. Has no tie to any sort of supernatural whatever. Moon Knight definitely doesn't need to be here. Dr. Voodoo, yeah, he probably should be there. Again, it kind of fits into the Doctor Strange, magic man thing. Maybe. Ghost Rider, definitely. Scarlet Spider, I'll accept it because his home is Vegas. So that makes sense. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 heroes to keep up with. All you need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. And it shows that, again, this is not a good team book. So you start off, this happens, the first couple pages are right before what was happening in the last issue. So this is Wong kind of prepping to go talk to everyone to kind of get them to go on their mission. which, starting off, I had to realize this was Wong. I thought this was one of, what's the Wakandan female guard? The Dora Mali, whatever. I thought this was one of them because Black Panther is also one of the Avengers who are Ghost Riders now in Vegas. So I was like, okay, well, maybe. But then I had to realize this was Wong. And then I had to figure out who this was. Because, like, I kind of thought it was who I thought it was, but then I was looking at it and I'm like, that's supposed to be Johnny Blaze. No, it looks like a British fella just, like, gruffing about on the town. Sorry for my awful British accent, but this does not look like Johnny Blaze. I would give you Foggy Nelson over Johnny Blaze. Like, it just does not look good. I mean, look at that honker. I mean, and that butt cut hairdo. Like, not... I mean, I get Johnny Blaze is not, like, the youngest or hippest character. Make him look cool. Like, not like some British roadie, you know, touring with, like, the Stones or something. So then we flash forward back to now they're in the midst of the battle. And now that we get the touch of the bad writing. Writing here, okay. Now we're going to get bad. So Scarlet Spider kind of saved him last time by throwing a cement truck at the Ghost Rider Avengers. And he's like, so did you guys have a plan? And Chicky McNo-Name is like, not a time for jokes, Diet Spider-Man. Ben Reilly is more of a Spider-Man than you are a secondary character in a nameless book. No one cares who you are. So then they're trying to... Blade is stuck under Thor's hammer. It's pretty much burning alive. Brother Voodoo, Man-Thing are trying to get it off. Moon Knight's like, what if I can lift the hammer? Again, you know... Moon Knight knows he's crazy. He knows his dispositions. There shouldn't be... I mean, there really shouldn't be an inkling in his head that he's even able to lift that hammer. So we flash to Wong, and... Which, here the art looks fine, but it's just like faces. Faces do not look good. Like, it was... I don't know who did that. Iron Fist. They had the same problem. It's like action scenes looked really good, but like faces are just like awful. So Doctor Strange pretty much gets, you know, he's a Ghost Rider now, and Wong's like, you know, if you had, you know, if you still had your soul, you'd be, you know, you'd stop this right now. And that gives Bats the idea that if he doesn't have a soul, that he can possess his body. So he does, which I thought that was kind of amusing. I know some probably people will think that's stupid. I kind of chuckled at that. But again, I'm a dog person, so a dog being in a human's body, that'd make me laugh. So then, you know, Blade's pretty much just stuck under Meow Meow, and Moon Knight's like, hey, I'm going to try and lift this. And, you know, again, Chicky McNo-Name's like, oh, get over it, nut job. You aren't doing any... Which, she says this as she's not doing anything. And it starts to move, and so you're like, oh man, like, well, that's some craziness. Moon Knight can lift the hammer. Nope, it was just Thor calling it back. Then you have, again, possibly one of the coolest scenes leading up to some of the worst dialogue. So... Thor calls the hammer back, and who's riding along the hammer but Blade, looking badass in like blood rain, and he stabs her right in the eye as the hammer like hits her hand, which is pretty awesome. But then here we go. Here's some AAA dialogue. What is this, blood rain? Heh. Thanks for the drink, baby. Gotta split. Beep. Blues. Like, you couldn't have come up with like a better one line than that. I mean, come on, like, this is like an awesome moment. Like, it's something I can't, like, there has to be a way better one line for this whole situation. Gotta split. Beep. Boom. Which, another thing too, positioning. So he stabs her in the right eye, but then clearly on the flip side, it's coming out of the left side of her head. Like on the left side. So, so then they kind of regroup, but of course the Avengers, the Ghost Rider Avengers are not done. So they fight, and then some ridiculousness happens, and a character falls. Again, if you've read this, you know. If not, I encourage it because there is one tie-in that I'm genuinely interested in, and that is the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. I'm hoping that kind of will spawn off into a series. But one can hope. But yeah, this is a piece of garbage. And Damnation went from being like up here on what my hopes were to like way down here. I think it's only a 6-part series. So it only has like 3 more issues to kind of pick it back up. But we actually, it really needs to step up its game. But yeah, subscribe over here, watch some more videos, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.